all for coming out here today. My name is Troy. I'm a man of the earth, and I care deeply about the future of our species.
And all species.
Yeah, well, it's our species that's messing things up, so I care mainly about our species right now because that's where the big issues are happening. And so, as the movements continue to build out, I was at Occupy LA yesterday. I'm all over the internet, daily, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and I recommend that everyone out there utilize the internet for spreading the messages, because your brother, mother, sister, grandparents, kids, guys you went to high school with, they need to have this information right now. This is such important information right now that people get access to it that don't necessarily know it. And let's face it, most people do not know what genetically modified organisms are. So it's up to us that do understand that to spread the love. My mentor says that if you eat by the dictates of nature, you don't get sick. 67% of the American people are obese right now, or overweight. 1 in 2 will get cancer. It's not me, so it must be.
1 in 3 diabetes.
Diabetes, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, all these new diseases, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. The fact of the matter is that 90% of all issues come from clogged tubes. We are mainly tubes where veins, ventricles, cones, rods, retinas, even cells are tubes that give and receive information. Your bone is tubes. You're totally tubular dude. So you're looking at bioaccumulation. They don't like GMOs either. So what you're looking at is bioaccumulation. Toxic substances, toxic compounds building up in the blood, the tissues in the liver, the kidneys, and the colon. And this is manifesting as evidence if you are using common sense. Because I'm on the internet every day and people are like, hey, you got any double-blind studies for that? And they want to overanalyze everything, right? People have lost their goddamn mind. For what? For TV, the medical industry, and some newscaster telling them that there's some study done on vitamin E that's bad for your prostate last week. I mean, God made food. You get...
Do double-blind studies if Monsanto wants to let you because it's patented.
Right on, sister. You can speak afterwards. Check, check, check. All right, we're rocking and rolling now. So, yeah, we're going to have a Q&A afterwards. Let me just free form here a little bit. Get some good thoughts out here because I'm all about empowerment. We are extremely powerful beings. We have to reclaim our power. Right? We are the divine emanation of God. We have lost our way because we have been disconnected from the earth. Literally, take your shoes off and ground into the earth. Through the advent of C-sections, epidurals, and other elements that disconnect us from nature, from our mother, from our mothers, from the divine feminine. God created this planet, divine orchestration, intelligent design, call it whatever you want, whatever floats your boat. Not here to split hairs, but there's a spiritual component that we have simply lost our way. And the fact of the matter is, how do you reconnect to that? You reconnect to that through nature. Nature heals everything. Nature has all the answers. Food is free. The brother over here with the seeds, where's those seeds? Rock and roll, brother. Pray Pray for that brother. Everybody pray for that brother. Send that brother good energy. Add me on Facebook, brother. I will blast you out. Whatever is good for the earth is good for the human being, and vice versa. Say it loud. Get out there on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, now, again, every day, until everyone's chanting this stuff in the streets. Until they're chanting this stuff in the streets, our job is not done. Right? Food is free. You take a seed, you put it in the ground, it grows and it fruits. Right? But we've been subjugated from that component because of the industries of oil, chemicals, weapons, agribusiness, drugs, and that's pretty much it. And it all comes down from oil as the top-down control mechanism. I advise everyone here to wean themselves off of that, respect where humanity has come from, because we are not victims. When we continue to blame the corporations and the Wall Streets and the this, that, and the other thing, then we become victims. And we are not victims. We are extremely powerful beings. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your power by respecting your own bloodstream. We are never unconscious of what goes over our lips. Does anybody remember their first French kiss? Yes? No? Who was asleep for that one? Huh? Nobody. Right? I was 12. I remember it exactly. I was in Hartford, Connecticut. Right? I remember the day exactly. I remember the girl, everything. We are never unconscious of what goes over the lips. We can be ignorant or we can be lazy. However, and I do mean ignorant, not in the negative sense, as not knowing. We can be ignorant or we can be lazy. However, we are never unconscious of whatever goes in the pie hole. Does that make sense? Obesity, diabetes, cancer 1 and 2, right? Cancer, it's not going to be me, because I know how to take care of my blood. I know how to clean the bioaccumulation out of my liver, kidneys, and colon on a regular and constant basis. Man was gifted with herbs. Man has used herbs and fasting to cleanse their tissues since the beginning of time. Once again, we have lost our way. I encourage everyone to find their way back. If you don't have a lot of information, find me on YouTube. Find my mentor, Paul Chek. I believe he's the top holistic teacher on the face of the planet. He's extremely fit, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and he's 50. And he teaches, if you can't teach in your underwear, you shouldn't be talking about health, right? So make sure you're learning from teachers that are vital. If you're eating animals, I recommend eating only grass-fed animals. Why? Because the grain-fed ones are being fed with genetically modified organisms. They're also being fed with grains that have mycotoxins in them. So the animals are being fed they're being fed elements that make them sick, then you eat those and you are getting sick. That's where the element of red meat is bad for you. Anybody here red meat is bad for you? You want to know what that is? Right? Because our ancestors ate it, right? The American Indians ate buffalo. What it is they're eating grain. It creates gas in multiple stomach animals. Gas in their stomachs creates acidosis in their blood. Acidosis in their blood creates acidosis in your blood. Acidosis in your blood is one of the main 3 factors of cancer. So, I'm in the health field, and a lot of people say, oh, I'm raw food vegan. That might not be right for the 6 billion people that are on the planet. I recommend everyone check in for what is right for their own metabolic type and blood chemistry, because I see a lot of sick people even in the health field. So that's, my advice when you're eating commercial food, make sure it's grass-fed, because you're also supporting Polyface Farms, which was in Food Inc. If you didn't see that, I recommend going back and watching it, finding it on YouTube. So the thing is, the power is in the people, and knowledge applied is power. Not knowledge is power. You have to apply it. And you have to apply it to your own bloodstream. You must become healthy first before you can share the love to others. Healthy and vital. Not just saying I'm healthy, right? We need healthy, strong, clear, coherent, powerful brothers and sisters getting up there and speaking what is right on this planet. And this is what I've deemed for this whole movement. Occupy the planet, occupy the world, GMO, labeling, all of that stuff. It comes down to this, people. Clean air, water, and soil is our common heritage for all mankind. Clean air, water, and soil for all mankind. We have to clean the sky, the chemtrails, stop that. The pesticides and herbicides that are running off into the waterways. The oil production that was in the Gulf spill, and we can't hate BP if we're all driving to the protests and filling up our gas tanks, right? We got to be responsible and use our feet, use our bicycle, and wean ourselves off of gas. Talk with your brothers and sisters about free energy. How many people out there that believe that free energy is a possibility? I believe it will be the saving grace, and it will be the element that takes us into the quantum leap. And there's a lot of people working on this on the planet right now. Start talking about it with your brothers and sisters. Grab the videos off of YouTube. There's a new movie called coming out on 11/11 called Thrive. Grab that off of YouTube and share that on Facebook. Share that on Twitter. Share the love. Let it get into the human template. Let it saturate into the morphogenic field, the holographic universe. It's already there. Pull it out. Get it into the consciousness. Thought, word, action manifest in the flesh, it says in the Bible. And not that I'm a Bible thumper. However, there are spiritual axioms on the planet. Another spiritual axiom is you are what you eat. That's not going away anytime soon. Anyone can pull this off of the non-GMOshoppingguide.com or Institute for Responsible Technology, which is Jeffrey Smith's website. He's the leading non-GMO brother out there. He's got a lot of information and research. You can pull this PDF or PowerPoint right off the internet. Let me first give you a quote by Buckminster Fuller. Does anybody know who Buckminster Fuller is? So you never change things by fighting the existing reality. That's one thing we have to remember as Occupy LA, Occupy the planet, Occupy Wall Street, whatever you want to call it. It's a movement. As this whole movement comes out and keeps spreading, we can't fight the old system. Even millions against Monsanto, it's got to be more for real food. Yes, so we have to create a new system. You never change the fighting existing reality. You never change things by fighting the existing reality because it gives it energy. To change something, you build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Power to the people. So what can you guys do every day? Share on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of them. Get the message out there. Number 2, vote with your dollars. It's the only vote that counts. I fought the war. I went to the peace rally in Hollywood in 2003 because I didn't want to see them invade Iraq because I knew that stuff was full of nonsense. Malarkey. Baloney. This is the only vote we truly have left. Everyone got suckered into that whole Obama change hope thing last time. He didn't do anything but start 3 more wars, and he hired Tom Vilsack to be Vilsack is Monsanto's minion, and he's running the United States Department of Agriculture. That's a conflict of interest. And then Michael Taylor is back through the revolving door and being the advisor to the FDA.
This is fucking bullshit. I say that because a lot of people out there are so worried about being PC and this, that, and the other thing. It's fucking bullshit, people. It's time to stand up and reclaim our power peacefully. However, know the truth. Know the truth and know bullshit when you smell it. GMOs are not made for human biochemistry. It says in the Old Testament never to graft the hand of God. I believe that GMOs are the Antichrist. Watch my video on YouTube named that, GMOs are the Antichrist, and spread it everywhere. Because, yes, that too, sister, absolutely. So we all got the greenbacks until we change that, until the Fed collapses, till we go back to gold, or till we elevate to the next thing. Until we elevate to the next thing, spend these things wisely. Find companies that you can represent. One of my partner companies, the Amazon Herb Company, I definitely recommend getting some information. Very powerful wild foods from the Amazon. Shop at your farmer's market. Say hello to your farmers. Talk to them. A lot of them aren't organic because they don't want to pay the USDA regulations, but they grow organic. Composting and fallowing is true organics, not no spray for 3 years. So get in there and talk to your brothers and sisters. Honor them. Say thank you and support them. They're in Hollywood. There's 4 in the West Side. 4 or 5. Get out there, share it with your friends. Bring your friends that don't go. Vote with your dollars. Get your bicycle out. Use your feet, right? Use the natural resources that God gave us. So let's share a few things on the GMOs. And you can pull this, like I said before, off of the Institute for Responsible Technology. FDA declares GMOs no different. The agency is not aware of any information showing that foods derived by these new methods differ from other foods in any meaningful way or uniform way. This is a statement of policy from 1992. What is that? Fucking bullshit! Check. In reality, agency scientists warned of allergens, toxins, new diseases, and nutritional problems, going back to where we're at in human history. 67% of the American people are obese. 1 in 2 cancer, diabetes, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. These are epidemic proportions, meaning there is something systemically wrong with the food, the air, the water, and the soil. Person in charge of FDA's GMO policy ignored scientists' warnings. Michael Taylor. Who Barack Obama put in as advisor to the FDA, right? Let's not be suckered into any politician element. That's why voting with your dollars is truly the only vote we have left. So former Monsanto attorney, later Monsanto vice president, now back at FDA as U.S. Food Safety Czar. GMOs are inherently unsafe. The GM process creates massive collateral damage in the plant, which can cause side effects. Rats develop precancerous cell growth in the digestive tract, smaller brains, livers, and testicles. You don't need the Viagra, people. You just need to get off the crummy food. Right? I mean, erectile dysfunction or even death. Ask your doctor if this drug is right for you. I mean, come on now, right? Just get back to common sense, share the love on Facebook, Twitter, and everything else. I'm gonna share one more quote. I studied with Maori shaman for many years.
And Papa Joe, the great Maori shaman, before he died, these are very powerful, fierce brothers. They have tattoos on their face. They've never been conquered by the white man. And they say, Papa Joe says this, and many indigenous cultures say this about 7 generations. But Papa Joe told me, if you're not creating a legacy for the benefit of your grandchildren's grandchildren, then you're wasting other people's oxygen. Once you people are turned on, light yourself on fire and catch the town on fire. Share the love, people. We should all be walking around like this if you're eating healthy. 46 years old, I got 2 kids, walking's my exercise. I look like I'm in a gym rat. I don't go to the gym. We should all be walking around muscle. All be walking around muscle. If we eat to the dictates of nature, we don't violate biological processes. Share the love, people. I think Marian's going to talk about the bees and what's happening with that, which is very important, and I'm happy to answer questions afterwards as well. Share the love. Power to the people!